Now, I've already done a first impressions of Wuthering Waves 2.0 before I even finished, and throughout that time since I've done that video, I have now 100%ed a while ago, but I wanted to let everything sink in. I didn't want to have any recency bias. I also wanted to play Honkai Star Rail 3.0, DZ, and other games to kind of not have so much bias and, shill Wuthering Waves so hard, but I can't help but root for this game and this company, man. This game has completely ruined every other gacha game for me. Now, I gave my first impressions, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to be honest, it's still pretty much on that level. I would say I probably have raised it to a 9.5 out of 10 because when I did that first impressions, I have barely explored anything. I barely did any of the other areas. This was just after doing story and very minor exploration. Since then, I have heard every song that was in Wuthering Waves 2.0. I've done every area 100%, every area, done every side quest, every event that has come out in 2.0 so far, and the companion quest as well. I think everything that I said in that first impression still kind of stands to this day, and I wanted to give a kind of unbiased review on Wuthering Waves 2.0. Now, keep in mind, I don't give out 10 out of 10s pretty often or at all. And that being said, this patch for me was probably like a 9.5 out of 10. That is how amazing this was. At times, I forgot that I was playing a gacha game. When we had that moment of just leaving Renacita or Regulia and leaving the city and going out into the open area, and we get that little intro, almost Breath of the Wild like intro, where we're coming out of the cave and we have this amazing, beautiful song playing. We see the breathtaking landscapes that appear over the horizon. You see the castle in the sky with the wind tunnel kind of protecting in the sky. You see all these beautiful architectures and landscapes in the background, and it was so breathtaking. It was probably one of the best intro experiences I've ever had in a game. Not gacha game, in the game, period. That was absolutely beautiful. And then at that moment, you're introduced to a completely new mechanic that no other gacha game has done. And I think this is where the exploration of Wuthering Waves 2.0 feels so amazing. You unlock flying, which not gliding, not jumping off a cliff and gliding, flying. And we get the flying, and you start doing it, and you start realizing, I don't even want to use a teleporter anymore, which I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but when I use a teleporter, I feel like I'm not really even appreciating the world, right? There is a couple of beautiful areas in 1.0, like you have the tree that once you do the exploration quest, it turns into a giant cherry blossom tree, absolutely beautiful. The area where it's all like scarlet rot pretty much with the Infernal Rider, once you do exploration quest, you have all the buildings going up in the sky and the highway. That looks really nice there too. There's a lot of beautiful areas in 1.0. Black Shores has some. Mount Firmament is really beautiful as well. Very nice accents of color with the red mountains with the snow on top of it. Very, very beautiful. There's another red, crimson red tree once you do an exploration quest or side quest that completely changes that area too. Looks absolutely beautiful. But 2.0, there was not a single area where I was not just glazing the shit out of the game. Every area I was blown away. I was like, wow, this looks incredible. You have the area with the Elden Tree. You have the area with the 3 towers, where the sky has this crimson, red, and blue aura in the background. And when you do the quest for that area, then you have all these fish swimming around in the air, and the area completely changes again. I will say I probably like the way it looked before then better, but it still looks amazing. Renacita looks absolutely beautiful. I forgot the name of the area, but the area with all the cherry blossoms and gondolas, dude, that area is still my favorite in the game. And when you look at it at nighttime, there's a constellation of stars that form what I'm assuming is the whale Threnodian that is, and not the Threnodian, because the Threnodian is the Leviathan, the giant snake-like monster, the whale in the narwhal, pretty much, in the sky. And it looks absolutely beautiful. All these areas change from day to night. They look vastly different. It is absolutely beautiful. Not only do they look different, but the music in the areas, every single area has a different theme for daytime and nighttime, and every area has a different battle theme when you're fighting monsters. So beautiful. The only other game I have really in recent memory seen them do that is in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Every area has different music that goes along with the tone of the overworld theme when you're exploring. It's like a remixed version of that overworld theme, but turned into a more upbeat, hype battle theme. That is pretty much what they did in Renacita and Wuthering Waves 2.0 in these areas. It's absolutely beautiful. Then, not only are the areas beautiful, but holy crap, I've never been so locked in for side quests and like challenges and little like mini things to do on the map. Dude, we get a echo challenge where we sniff this flower and literally gets us high. And we imagine this state of soaring through the sky with Laurely with this absolutely beautiful song playing in the background. I'll put my reaction, a small snippet of it here in the video for you guys to see. Dude, it was absolutely incredible. I loved that part so much. I was smiling and my mouth was open with disbelief the entire time. I was like, how is this a missable like side thing? And since then, dude, I've listened to that song on an almost daily basis. That song is absolutely beautiful. And same thing with Carnival. Carnival is another song that I'm absolutely in love with. Touch the echo to... What the fuck? This song is beautiful. Oh my god, this song is beautiful. Oh my god! Are we on a date with Laurely right now? Oh my god! This is absolute cinema. This is a fucking event quest. Why wasn't this a part of the main story? Oh my god, this is cute as fuck. This is beautiful. This is breathtaking. Oh my god, look at this. It's so long, dude. Oh my god. This is beautiful. Chat, please tell me there's more of this. Also, the boss fights in Wuthering Waves 2.0. Laurely, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Hassine, whatever, the one we fight at the end of 2.0 with the red, with that Prolova summons. The fight theme for that is really good. I really love Laurely's though, because she has like very classical and orchestral songs that are like kind of mixed in with their own kind of remixed version of this song. So incredible. And I literally at times while I was fighting these bosses, even the Sentinel also has a very awesome song, a very like synth wave orchestral song. Dude, it felt like I was playing a Final Fantasy game or a Atlas game or Nier. Like the music actually, now I think about it, really sounds very Nier coded, like Nier Automata or Nier Replicant, Drakengard. Like it definitely has those vibes in a lot of places. That's probably why I loved it so much. But the battle themes, I often just like, while fighting these bosses, caught myself just like standing there, not attacking, just dodging, just so I could hear the song, because otherwise my characters would kill them in like 2 seconds.
私が誰かわかりますか？よっついてなかなかまだまだいけます。終わりにする。入力。心配しないで。アドアストラ。さあ絵の中へ。返し筆。画量転生。や返し筆。やこれがモンテリの挨拶です。これはどう？これぞ絢爛。お静かに。そこです。世界はこの手に。
Now, the story itself, Wuthering Waves 2.0 story was about, I believe, 8 to 10 hours for a completely new area, and that is probably counting some exploration and battles, not just yapping. The yapping was probably like more around 6 to 7 hours, and then everything else was kind of in between stuff, going through a dungeon that's built into the story, which I will say they did a very good job with the in-story dungeons where you have to progress through areas, like be kind of sneaky and stuff and disable security stuff. I actually really enjoyed that. That was a very good way of show, don't tell. And I absolutely love when games do this. I think that's why I loved Renesita and Wuthering Waves 2.0 so much. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, you didn't like Star Rail because it was 10 hours long. Dude, there's a difference between 10 hours of just standing still, talking with no expressions, no camera angle changes, and black screens, comparing to Wuthering Waves 2.0, where they listened to all our feedback. They went above and beyond and really improved this game from 1.0. And I think that's what makes me enjoy Wuthering Waves 2.0 so much more, is that Wuthering Waves 1.0 was pretty rough. I'll acknowledge that. Acts 1 through 3 are complete garbage. They need to go back and redo those. Even Act 4 was kind of, Act 5 and 6 is where it really kind of picks up, even though a lot of it lacked polish. 1.1, I believe, is where I was like, okay, they got something here. Chang Li's companion quest, in my opinion, is still one of the best quests in the game, even outside of, like, even inside of main story. Like, if you count main story towards, like, companion quests and everything, I think the Chang Li companion quest is still my absolute favorite. And it's not just Chang Li herself, it's going through her past and seeing what she went through as a child and growing into the woman that she is today that we can rely on. Absolutely beautiful character, still my favorite design character in the game. I absolutely love her. But there's a difference between, like I said, standing still yapping and having show less tell. They tell you the story while you're walking around, while you're doing a dungeon, while you're doing something. And even the scenes where they're standing around talking, there's very expressive emotions on the characters themselves. There's very dynamic camera angle changes to keep you engaged in the story and not just standing still with their mouths moving like this and just standing like this, crossing their arms, or going like this with the same movements throughout the entire thing. They are very expressive. Absolutely loved Carlota. I loved her story. Phoebe, I'm still a little iffy about. Zanny, loved her. And Brant and Roshia were probably my favorites throughout the entirety of the story. I love the Troop of Fools. I want to know more about them. I still got to do Roshia's companion quest, so I'll be doing that soon. I heard a lot of people say it wasn't as good as Carlota's, but that's fine. I just want to know more about her and her past and how she ended up going on a pilgrimage at such a young age. Continuing on, the story of 2.0, it definitely had some moments where I was like, okay, let's speed this along a little bit. But like I said, they kept me engaged in the story through dynamic camera angle changes, expressiveness of the characters, and so forth and so on. And, a lot of beautiful backgrounds and imagery and stuff. And the way that they told the story, like when Carlota was telling the past of Renesita and about the maiden and the church and everything, and we had that beautiful storytelling, which was talking about the stained glass images. It was like a 3 to 4 minute section of showing imagery, had some animation to it. Didn't need to be anything crazy, which it wasn't, but it was keeping me engaged and actually tentative of what they were talking about in the story. I was really intrigued, instead of like what Star Rail did, where they literally black screened or you talked to a fucking butterfly for 10 fucking minutes about the lore about the Titans in fucking Star Rail 2.0 and Amphorius. Oh god, I still think about that and how much it pisses me off. But yeah, they definitely did a great job with the storytelling in 2.0, and the story itself is way better than it was in 1.0. I think I would probably give the story itself like a 9 out of 10 or 8.5 out of 10. I'll give the story 8.5 out of 10. 9 is a little bit too high. And I really, really did enjoy it. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I think they did a great job at introducing us to all these characters. I think all the characters are very likable. I'm very excited to meet new characters that we haven't met yet and see where the story progresses after what they did in 1.0. I think 2.0 is 2.1 is going to be very good, so I'm very excited to see where they go from here. I also want to say I love what they did with the power creep. Like, the characters are definitely way stronger in 2.0. I don't know who's saying Roshi is bad. They are obviously not building her properly. My Roshi does as much damage almost as my Camilla. Very good at grouping enemies together. She has off-field damage. She is a great character. Carlotta, absolutely broken. That is the most broken character in the game. I don't care anyone says. A lot of people say, oh, but our AoE is not as good as Jinshi. Let me tell you, I just did this new event, the pincer event, where you got to kill groups of hordes of enemies in waves. And Carlotta is not an AoE character. She cleared faster than my Camilla team, who is an AoE character, with Roshia on the team. So Carlotta is fucking broken, man. And I really do want to talk about, one more time, the exploration. The exploration, there was not a single time I used a teleporter. I was looking at things on a map, using the loot mapper, using the map to find new puzzles and also, find new chests and stuff like that. I was flying everywhere, and that's what made it so great to explore. You weren't using teleporters. You were actually flying around, looking at the beautiful, breathtaking landscapes, taking everything in, which I don't think I would have enjoyed as much if it wasn't for the fact that I was flying around everywhere. I think if I was teleporting everywhere, I would miss so many things. These areas are absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to see the new areas they do in 2.1. I really hope this isn't their peak, and I hope that they keep improving even more going forward. A lot of people said, what would you like to see in 3.0? I think the ultimate disrespect to Hoyoverse that they would do is if they did an underworld area and did it better than Genshin did. A lot of people say Fontaine is their favorite, update, their favorite patch, their favorite area. But I'm going to be real. I saw people I watched a lot of streamers do the underwater part. Man, that looked so boring. The underwater part and like the combat was like one move you could do under the water was really bad. I would like to see Wuthering Waves do a underwater area and just like make the exploration so incredibly fun and have the combat underwater. Don't design they don't do this, but don't design a single character over making the exploration fun. Have a device like you did with the flying where any character can use it in under the water. Make it really fun to use, and maybe have some combat similar to what it's like above ground but underwater. I think that's a lot for them to animate, but that would be the ultimate spit in the face of the Hoyoverse games if they can do what they did but do it better, which I think they already did better with Renacita, because a lot of people say that's Fontaine pretty much, and I kind of agree. It does look a little bit similar to Fontaine, but I absolutely loved it. Yeah, Wuthering Waves 2.0 has absolutely ruined every other gacha for me. That's why I went back to Star Rail, and a lot of the things that I think I would have not said anything about, or I would have just suffered through and not complained about, I think now it really makes it prevalent to me when people are like, oh, this game only makes 20 million. Star Rail makes 100 million a month. Those people, man, isn't it crazy that a game that only makes 20 million a month, if those numbers are even accurate, which they're not, isn't it crazy that if that was the case, they make 5 times less but do 5 times more the effort, and every area looks way better than it does in any of the other games, and every improvement is way better. I can't even go back and play these other games now. ZZZ is the only one. Hopefully they keep doing what they're doing, what they did 1.4 and 1.5. I hope that it just keeps getting better and they don't start getting lazy again, because I feel like Star Rail has gotten complacent and lazy over the years. 1.0 was very good. Even Penacony was enjoyable to a certain point, but I think it was only enjoyable for me because of the Honkai Impact Third references and Akron being like pretty much right in May. That is the only stuff I really enjoyed. The stuff with Aventurine, Sunday, and Robin, I could give 2 fucks less. And I also didn't really care for Firefly outside of her animated short. So it, like, Wuthering Waves 2.0 really just made me open my eyes to a lot of things the other games were doing. I'm like, wow, if Wuthering Waves can do it with less budget, why the fuck can this billion-dollar company not do it? It makes no sense to me. And then it dawned on me, it's because they know their players will accept slop no matter what, and no matter how dog shit it is, they're just going to keep playing it because of FOMO, and also they have just invested too much time and money in the game, so they just feel like they got to keep on going. I will drop a game no matter how much money or time I spent on it if I am not enjoying it, which, if you missed my recent video, I quit Sorrow. I'm no longer be playing that game unless they do some massive change like ZZ did with 1.4, and I went back to ZZ after quitting. So hopefully they do improve. I hope they take a big hit on numbers, which I know it's not going to happen, so that way they can improve, but I hope they do, because Wuthering Waves, again, ruined every other gacha for me because how incredible this update was. There's not a single thing that I think I disliked, maybe outside of Carlotta's quest, her companion quest in the beginning being a little bit too dragged out and heavy dialogue. But the second half of her quest, not even second half, her quest was like 2 hours. The first 30 minutes is probably like what was a little bit too much yappy for me. After that, I absolutely loved everything about her quest. So overall, I would say my enjoyment is going to be a 9 out of 10 for this patch. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review of this update. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Wuthering Waves 2.0, what your favorite moment in 2.0 was, and what it is that you're looking forward to in 2.1 and beyond. And give me your take on what you think or what you would like to see in 3.0 when they do a new area. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell to be notified for future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.